Hey, what's up guys, this is Nick here, and the event that Apple has every September has just come to a conclusion. So in this video, we're going to go over everything that was announced in the event. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the event live because I was in school, but I was able to watch a replay of it on Apple's website. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to check it out for yourself. But anyways, let's begin. Anyways, the event started off with Tim Cook talking about Apple Arcade with a lot of new games, which I'm looking forward to check out once iOS 13 comes out. You have compatibility with a lot of different companies like Konami, Capcom, and Annapurna Interactive, as well as so many other companies. Apple Arcade will be available on September 19th, the same day that iOS 13 will come out, and you can begin a 1-month free trial if you like, and once that's done, it'll only cost you $4.99 a month for unlimited access to all games. Next, Tim Cook talks about Apple TV Plus, which I don't really care about because I don't own an Apple TV, but I'll still explain it either way. Basically, Apple's bringing a lot of premiere originals like For All Mankind, Dickinson, The Morning Show, Seed, and so many new originals. They'll all be available on November 1st for only $4.99 a month for the entire family, as well as you can begin with 1 year free. Next, Apple covers the iPad, replacing the $329 model with the 10.2-inch iPad with the Retina display that also comes with a smart connector, so now you can use a keyboard with it, as well as Apple Pencil compatibility and the abilities to connect SD cards or thumb drives. I think the processor is still the A10, same as the iPhone 7, mixed with 2GB of RAM, could be 3, I don't know. And this one also starts at $329. And they also describe how the $329 iPad is the first iPad for 60% of their customers. So it's a pretty good way to start getting into the iPad experience, even though I'm over here with an 8-year-old iPad. This was definitely a pretty big year for iPad, so I gotta give Apple props for that. And with iPadOS coming out, I think, next week or September 30th, there has been a couple rumors saying that iPadOS will come out September 30th, then iPads are only bound to get better from here. Next, they talk about the Apple Watch Series 5. It introduces some new health features like Apple Hearing Study, Women's Health Study, and the Apple Heart and Movement Study, as well as it has an always-on Retina display, still being able to maintain an all-day battery life. It also brought in built-in compass, which is useful for some people, but not to me because I never use a compass. And you can always buy it in a variety of cases from aluminum to titanium. It begins at $399 for the GPS model and $499 for the cellular model, so you can order them now, but they won't be available until September 20th. They also decided to keep the Series 3 watch and decrease the price to $199, which I legit just bought one on eBay for the same price, and honestly, it's still pretty good as a watch. Next up, the iPhones. Before we get to the new ones, Tim Cook actually explained that the iPhone XR was the most popular iPhone of 2019, and it makes sense considering that it started at $750 at release, as well as has a variety of colors. So anyways, the first iPhone they announced was the new iPhone 11, which is basically the iPhone XR 2. Honestly, I don't really like the colors as much as with the iPhone XR, but honestly, I don't really care because I have an iPhone 8 Plus. Yes, I finally upgraded from my iPhone 6, but I'll talk about that later. Anyways, the iPhone 11 does have some nice improvements in the camera and processing power. First, we'll talk about that camera. So first off, it's still 12 megapixels, the same that started in the iPhone 6s, and of course it does take 4K video. However, the lens now has some new nice features such as a wide camera and an ultra wide camera, as well as we also got night mode. This is probably a feature that we needed in iPhones for a while now, and I'm so glad we finally have it. The front camera also got an improvement going from 7 megapixels to 12 megapixels, which I think is a little too much for a selfie camera. 7 megapixels is still pretty good, but it's nice to see much better quality selfies on the camera. So if you're looking into buying an iPhone to take really high quality selfies, this is certainly your phone. We also got slow motion selfies, which I am probably never gonna use. Still a nice feature though. The next thing we got was the monstrous A13 chipset. In fact, they explained that it's so far ahead of the newest Android phones, and I'm happy to say that the iPhone XR comes close to CPU power next to the A13 chip. They also explained how the battery life will be 1 hour longer than the iPhone XR, which currently has the biggest battery in an iPhone. Next up, the iPhone 11 Pro. They introduced a new color with it, being midnight green, as well as the usual space gray, silver, and gold. However, the gold now has a new different look to it. I don't know, I mean, to me it doesn't look too much different from the iPhone XS, but that's probably just me. Of course, you still have two size options with the regular 5.8-inch model and the ginormous 6.5-inch model. And it still has the Max naming from last year, which a lot of people really don't like, but honestly I'm practically already used to hearing it. Next day, talk about the A13 processor again, but this time with more specific details on how fast the processor really is. And afterwards, they explain that the battery on the iPhone 11 Pro will last 4 more hours than the iPhone XS, while the 11 Pro Max will have 5 more hours of battery life than the iPhone XS Max. That's quite a big jump, to be honest. They've also decided to include a fast charger in the box, which is pretty nice. I think that was a thing since the iPhone 8, but you had to buy the charger separately. Next, the cameras. It's almost practically the same as the iPhone 11, but it has 3 lenses instead of 2. So of course, you still have the same wide and ultra wide camera from the iPhone 11, as well as the telephoto lens from the 7 Plus, 8 Plus, 10, and XS. All those cameras are combined into one whole stunning 12 megapixel camera that can produce video in the most crisp 4K at 60 frames per second. They even show some examples on how well the camera is. And if you're a pro photographer who for some reason wants to take pictures on the phone, this is your best option if you can deal with that expensive price tag, which I'm about to talk about. So the iPhone 11 Pro will start at $999, while the 11 Pro Max will start at $1,099. The budget end iPhone 11 will start at $699, $50 less than what the iPhone XR started as. Pretty nice. They also decreased the price of the iPhone XR to $599, which is a pretty nice deal, but unfortunately, the iPhone XS has been discontinued. Not sure why, but oh well. The iPhone 8 decreased the price to $499, and unfortunately, the iPhone 7 is no longer with us. No surprise, the 7 is 3 years old already, but still holds up very well even today. So those are all the iPhones being sold brand new by Apple, the iPhone 8 being the only iPhone being sold with the home button. Now, iOS 13 or iPadOS, watchOS 6, and macOS Catalina will all be released next Thursday, September 19. I'm mostly excited about iOS 13 with all of its new features, especially dark mode, as well as watchOS 6 with the App Store. Anyways, my voice is getting really tired, so I'm going to finish the video here. I hope you all enjoyed this video. It took me almost 3 hours to write this whole script because I wanted to make sure I get this video right. But what did you guys think of the event? Did you all watch it live? Are you thinking about buying the new iPhone 11? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content just like this. If you guys want to see what I'm always up to, you can go follow me on my social media pages. Links are in my channel description. And with all that being said, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.